Hi everyone. So you remember recently I did unboxing of this Benq PD2700Q. I shared some specification and overview about it, and I thought a lot of people might not be interested in this monitor because it's an old monitor. It's been almost 3 years that it was launched, and not everyone is looking for a professional monitor because they're expensive. But I was wrong. So a lot of you people asked questions about it and asked me to do in-depth review. So here we are. So I'll be dividing this review into 5 sections. One is design, second is display, third is media, fourth is gaming, and fifth is connectivity. So I'll also link the timelines in the description, so in case you want to skip to the part where you're interested in. So let's get started. Let's talk about design first. It's a big monitor. It takes a lot of space on my table. So using my Mac as a secondary display is very difficult for me. So I'm just using this display. It's 25-inch wider and 14.5-inch taller without the stand. But with stand, if you do it on the lowest setting, it's 16.5, and you can take it as much as 21.5 inches. Yeah, it's a fully adjustable monitor. I think you can just move it the way you want to. It's much easier. You can also roll it to 90-degree, but I'm not doing it. The bezels are really thick. They are 2 centimeters, but you'll get used to it eventually. It's a very practical design. The plastic doesn't feel cheap at all. The stand is aluminum finish, but somehow I scratched it, I think by tilting it. My lower side of screen, I think, touched here. Yes, it's a good monitor. It's a very practical design. You also get some space here for the wires. You can just put the wires from there, and you also have some blue clip. I mean, it comes in the box, so you can hang the wire behind. I just don't like the feel of the buttons. They're not very great, but you don't have to use it every day. So all in all, design is okay. It's not a very good looking monitor, but for your practical use, I think it's good enough. So my next section is display, and it's going to be a big section because it's a monitor, right? So there are a lot of confusion about displays. There are 4 types of panels: TN, VA, IPS, and OLED. I cannot explain everything because it's going to be a video in itself, but I went for IPS display. The main reason is IPS is like true colors display, so if you want something matching to your real life, so it's very good for video editing and photo editing. Also, the size is also a confusing part. I mean, it's very difficult to take a decision what kind of size is good for you. So there are a lot of size like 21, 23, 24, 27, you can, and 32. For 27-inch, I would say it's a big monitor. I mean, it's not small. I wouldn't even say it's average monitor. So for average, you can go for 24. And another thing is the pixel density. I mean, what sort of pixel do you want for a display? I think I can make something clear for you so that can make your decision much easier. So if you're going for 21-inch and less than 21-inch, Full HD is enough for you. If you're going between 21 to 28, I think you should go for 2K monitor because Full HD you might see some pixels. But over 28 or over 30, I think you should go for 4K display. So I think for 27-inch 2K display is good enough. I'll also tell you the reason, because if you use a smaller display with bigger pixels, you have to scale it down because the pixels are going to be really small and I won't be able to see it. So like you can see in my display, there's a lot of space left. It's just 2K, not even 4K. So if I do it 4K, and this the pixels will be really smaller. So I think for a 27-inch 2K scaling is really great. I think I wouldn't be able to use 4K on it. So don't even try to go for 4K in 24-inch because you won't be able to use it. You have to scale it down. So I think it will help you. Let's talk about the display itself. It's a very good display. The color accuracy is good. The contrast ratio is 1000:1. The brightness is also good. It can go up to 350 nits, and I'm using approximately 30%, and I think that's enough for my use case because I use it indoors and the lighting is not very great. It's a 60 hertz refresh panel, and so if you're thinking about gaming, no, it's not a very good monitor for gaming, but I'll talk about gaming in the gaming section. But the viewing angles are great. The only issue with this monitor is it doesn't have any sort of automatic brightness sensor. You'll get that sensor even in cheaper Benq monitors, but this monitor doesn't have that. Well, let's talk about color accuracy now. This is an IPS monitor, so you get good colors, but you still need some sort of calibration to work as professional. This monitor comes with a calibration certificate from Technicolor. What that means is you get 100% sRGB and Rec 709. I work on Rec 709 because of the deeper black. But you also get a lot of another modes like standard mode, CAD CAM, animation, user and eco mode. So you can use this monitor the way you want to. You also get a dark room mode. So if you're in darker room, it'll brighten up the screen according to the image. This monitor also have a dual view mode. Let me just show you how it works. So for the dual view, press any of the button and just go to the menu section and scroll down to picture advanced, and you can see a dual view mode. Click on the right section and go down on the dual view mode, and you can just turn it on by going there. Let me just turn it on. So now let me just scroll down and you'll see, can you see the difference between two screens? So basically you'll see the half section is different color and half section is different color. So this is how you can do the use dual view. I don't use it much, but maybe for a lot of people it might be a really good option. Someone asked me about backlight bleeding. So yes, this monitor does have backlight bleeding, and it's a very common problem with IPS display. But that only occurs when you just start the monitor and there's nothing on the display. But when you start using it, you will forget it was ever there. So you don't need to worry about it. Let's talk about media. For the display, I have already mentioned in the display section, you have a lot of mode. I still use Rec 709 for media consumption as well because it's very contrasty. But for the speakers, you get two speakers, a headphone jack. The speaker quality is not very great. Also, you cannot control the media from keyboard, so I prefer using my Mac speaker. Many of you asked about the gaming performance of this monitor. I'm sorry I'm not a gamer, but I still tried playing Call of Duty using my phone on this monitor. So have a look. So this is without AMA, and you can see the response rate. I'm not good at this gaming. I used to play, but it's been a long time. Now I'll hide and turn on the AMA. And now I turned on the AMA Premium. Let me know if you feel any sort of difference. Also, there's also a high mode. I can't find people. So Benq is using a technology called AMA, which stands for Advanced Motion Accelerator. All it does is increase the voltage for liquid crystal, and it improves the G2G's, basically gray to gray image response. So image gets a little clear and vivid. So it decreased the response time from 12 millisecond to 4 millisecond, and which works great, but it's not a gaming centric monitor. It's just 60 hertz, so you need to remember that. For simple gaming, I think it's okay. For the connectivity, you get HDMI 1.4 and which is perfect for rendering 2K on 60 hertz, so you will not have any sort of problem there. You also get DisplayPort 1.2 and a mini DisplayPort 1.2 as well. You get 2 USB downstream and 1 USB upstream. If you don't know what USB upstream is, it basically makes your monitor as hub. So if you use the upstream, the other two downstream monitor can work as a USB port. So I mean, the cable is inside the box, so yeah, that's also great. So that was my in-depth review of Benq PD2700Q. So far it has been a good experience, so if anything changes in future, I will definitely let you know, and we'll make a video about it. So my name is Rohit. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you really enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. Have a great day, guys.